Hey guys, Panzer J back here in Operation Thunderball. We're up to turn 15, so 15.1 for Germany and Vichy, France. It's July of 1943. So we're in pretty rough shape here. Um, the Eastern Front is kind of getting bogged down. I'm slowly bleeding units in the east, and not any easy way to get new units there. Not to mention that I got my hands full in the west now, so like we said last turn, the Allies did land in France. They took Aquitaine. We figured that was coming. And there's just an absolute massive amount of British and U.S. forces. And now the Free French have a transport, so I'm assuming it's not long before southern France gets invaded, the last Vichy stronghold left on the map. So we're going to basically have to, for the most part, we got attacks all in the east this turn, but we're just clearing out some territory. So we're going to have to mostly transition to a defense of the west. That's where our most vital territories are, and the threat there is more immediate. So we're going to have to, again, in the east, clear up a few things and, mostly suspend offensive operations and transition to maybe not purely defensive. If Bruce sticks his head out a little bit too far, maybe we can jab at him a little bit there in the east. But for the most part, we've got to concentrate in the west. That's where the bigger threat is emerging. So that's what the purchases are going to be geared to this turn. So, and again, in the west, I wasn't going to be able to hold all of the coastal territories. There's no way. The Allies just had way too many units. So instead of throwing away units in a coastal territory that was going to be taken anyways, I went ahead and built up the two most vital territories in the West. Berlin, obviously, is the most vital of all, but that wasn't in danger. So that the two most important that were in danger were Paris and West Germany. So I went ahead and put everything I had into both of those territories, and that's going to be the key to holding them, and maybe from those territories launching counterattacks when possible. So that's why I pulled everything back from those coastal territories. Like I said, I knew they were wherever the Allies wanted to land, they were going to land. So that's why it just didn't make any sense to me to leave, a handful of units exposed that probably would have died from like shore bombardments and things like that, and been totally useless. So that's what we're shooting for, is building up a couple of really strong territories, the most vital territories in the West. Hopefully the Allies will not be able to break through. And also, like I said, maybe they'll give us a chance to launch some counterattacks here and there, depending on what the Allies' next move is. Although they have a lot of versatility. They have, Marines and, airborne troops. They got rockets now, jet fighters. So they have a lot of versatility. So not sure we're going to hold off, but we're going to do our best. I think 3 turns, and 3 turns is when we'll do the variable die roll ending to see if the game ends after turn 17. So we at least got 3 turns to hold on, and maybe more. So we'll see what we can do. So as far as tech rolls, if you guys watched GW36 Enthusiast video, the U.S. did use a strategic rocket in West Germany. Now, it only did 1 damage, but it did knock out that factory's ability to produce a tech roll. So we now only have 3 tech rolls this turn, which isn't a huge deal. We've got 2 techs at stage 3 we'd like to finish off, and then nothing else is even on the board. So that's not a huge deal. He also did 5 damage to the factory in Paris that we're going to have to repair that, because we definitely want to put some units down in Paris. Okay, so on to tech rolls. So we do have 3. So we're going to go for heavy armor and jet fighters. Both are at stage 3, and they require an 8 or higher. And then, again, how about improved logistics at a 9 or higher for our third tech? So heavy armor first, and that's out of the box. And an 11, so we succeed with heavy armor. Jet fighters at an 8 or higher. And an 11, we succeed with that. There you go. And improved logistics. 10. So I think we were 1 for 4 the last 2 turns, so 3 for 3. So we finish off heavy armor, and we finish off jet fighters, and we go on the board for improved logistics, which I seriously doubt we'll finish that, but it's always nice to get succeed on a tech roll. Okay, so for purchases, Bruce did convoy me for $2, so that left me 70. And 5 of this is going toward to pay the damage in Paris. So that factory is now fully operational. So that gives us $65 to spend. And we got a couple purchases laid out. So we've got 2 anti-aircraft guns for 8, a militia and a militia upgrade for 4, that's 12, 2 elite paratroopers for 6, that's 18, 2 SS Panzer Grenadiers for 8, that's 26, 2 jet fighters for 24, that's 50, and 2 Tiger tanks for 14, that's 64. So we'll have $1 left over. And the Tigers might not even really come into play, but I don't ever really get a chance to put Tigers on the board, and I wanted to get that cool sculpt on the board. And the jets are courtesy of Reichsmarshal Goering. He has been the proponent behind the jet program here in Germany. So he is overseeing the completion of that jet technology, and Germany will now be able to produce its first couple of jets, and Reichsmarshal Goering is extremely pleased with that development. So hopefully that will enable us to match at least the U.S. jet for jet in the West. Okay, so on to attacks. So we've got 5 total attacks. So 4 are in the East, and 1 is going to be down in the South Pacific. Okay, so battle number 1 is going to be here in northern Russia. So Bruce has a militia. So we're going to send these 2 light armor over. 1. And then 2 of our fighters in Smolensk are going to pair up with those 2 light armor. And they would go 1-2 and attack that militia. Then they are going to, if successful, they're going to then blitz into Western Russia, all 4 of those units, as well as the last fighter from Smolensk is going to fly in as well. And Bruce, I already was in touch with Bruce. He's not going to scramble. He has a fighter each in Moscow and Leningrad. He's not going to scramble. Battle number 3 is going to be in Urel-Kursk. So Bruce has 2 motorized, 2 artillery, a tank destroyer, and a cavalry. So coming down from Smolensk is going to be 2 infantry. We also have 3 air transports. They're going to go 1 to Urel-Kursk, and they're taking the 3 elite airborne that are in Smolensk. We also have a tactical and a medium bomber that are going to go to Smolensk, as well as we've got 1 fighter here in Berlin. It's coming from an air base with long-range aircraft, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go to Urel-Kursk as well. So altogether, we've got 2 infantry, 3 elite airborne, a fighter, a tactical, and a medium bomber. And then for the last battle in eastern Ukraine, Bruce has a militia, and we're going to send the 3 infantry from Kiev against him. Okay. I don't believe there's any terrain modifiers or anything going on. So that's going to be it for combat. And then for, the last one, is going to be down in C-Zone, P59 it looks like. So this German sub over here in I-12 is going to come over 1-2 and convoy Anzac, or at least attempt to convoy Anzac. So those are going to be our 5 battles. So let's go ahead and break out some dice. So let's get our dice tray. Okay, so in battle number 1, I've got 2 fighters and 2 light armor against Bruce's militia. So let's go ahead. We got 2 fighters first at 6. And we got a 1 and a 10, so there's 1 hit. That's all we need. But let's roll our 2 light armor at 3. And we got a 2 and 11. So 2 hits, Bruce's militia in return, and 8 misses. So we go ahead and succeed in 1 round in taking out this militia. So that is worth $1. So now all these units, the 2 fighters pair with the 2 light armor and blitz into Western Russia with that 3rd fighter. So now we've got 3 fighters in this battle at 6. And we got a 6, an 11, a 10, so 1 hit. That's all we need, but let's roll our 2 light armor. And we got a 2 and a 3. So we got 3 hits. So his militia in return at a 2 does hit. So we'll lose 1 light armor. So take off 1 light armor. Take off his militia. And that was also worth $1. Okay, so in the planes, 2 of them have gone 2 spaces. 1 of them has gone 1. And they were coming from an air base with long-range aircraft, okay? So battle number 3. So Bruce has 2 motorized defending at 4. A cavalry defending at a 2. An anti-tank gun, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that up real quick. And then 2 artillery defending at 3, and those both have first strike. And then we've got the 2 infantry that came over from Smolensk. We've got 3 elite airborne. And we've got a tactical, a medium, and a fighter. So the 2 regular infantry are attacking at 2s. The 3 elite airborne are 3s. The fighter's a 6. The tactical and medium are both 7s. And that's not adjacent to any territory that Bruce has a fighter, so no scramble options there. So let me go ahead real quick and look and see what the anti-tank defends at. Where is the the tank destroyer. So it defends at a 3, or no, a 4. It defends at a 4 with target selected a 3 or less, but I think that's just against armored units, and I don't have any armored units going in, so I don't think target select will matter, but okay, so he'll have the 2 motorized and the tank destroyer are all 4s, the cavalry are 2, and the artillery are 3. So he gets 2 first strikes with his artillery, and a 4 and a 9 both miss. Okay, so then I have a tactical, and this does have target select, so let's roll that separate at a 7 and a 1 hit. So I'm going to choose the tank destroyer as the casualty. Okay, then we have a medium bomber at a 7. A 5 hits, he'll lose his cavalry. We have a fighter at a 6. A 10 misses. We've got 3 elite airbornes at 3. And they all miss. And then we've got 2 infantry at 2s. And they both miss. So we did 2 hits. So he's going to lose the cavalry and the anti-tank. Okay, so the cavalry at a 2 and a 12 misses. His 2 artillery already fired. So then let's go his 2 motorized at 4. And a 3 and an 8 hit. 1 hit, so I'm going to lose an infantry. And then he's got his anti-tank at a 4. And a 3 does hit. So I'll lose the 2nd infantry. Okay, so right now Bruce is left with 2 motorized and 2 artillery. And I've got a tactical, a medium, a fighter, and 3 elite airborne. Okay, the tactical at a 7, 5 hits. Bruce will lose an artillery. The medium at a 7, 5 hits. He'll lose an artillery. The fighter at a 6 hits. He'll lose a motorized. And we got 3 elite airborne at 3s. And they all miss. So Bruce is down to 1 unit. He's got his 2 artillery at 3. Wow, 2 and 11, 1 hit. And 2 motorized at 4. Wow, 2 more hits. So I'm down to just 1 elite airborne. This is not good. Okay, Bruce is down to a single motorized. So we've got a tactical bomb. Well, it doesn't matter. The tactical target select doesn't matter. He's down to 1 unit. So 2 7s, 1 for the medium, 1 for the tactical, and a 6 and 11. So there's 1 hit. Let's do our fighter. There's a 2nd hit. I'm not going to do the elite airborne because I got 2 hits and I only needed 1. Okay, his motorized at a 4. Oh, thank you. 12 misses. Okay, so that was a tough battle, but we take a Rel Kursk with a elite airborne. So that's worth 2. So altogether we've gone up $4 so far. And then we've got the last battle is 3 infantry against a militia. There is a river, but it was in my territory, so I'm not crossing that to get to the roundel. So we've got 3 infantry at 2s against a militia at a 2. So 3 2s. And we missed. That's cocked, but we'll call it a miss. Okay, Bruce's militia. 9 misses. My 3 infantry at 2s. Of course, they all miss. Bruce's militia. 6 misses. My 3 infantry. There we go. There's a 2. So we got our hit. Bruce's militia in return. A 1. Of course, he takes me out. Okay, so we each lose 1. Those militia. Bruce knows what he calls them. Okay, so we lose 1 infantry and we take Western Ukraine or Eastern Ukraine back. So that should be altogether another $1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should have gone up 5 IPP. Okay, the last battle is going to be down there off of over by Java. So we've got a fleet submarine trying to convoy raid the Anzac. So Hambone and I are equal modifiers. We each have 2, so this is going to be a straight up even die roll. Red is the British, black is German. And again, we can't do any convoy damage. So that seems to be the story of the game for Germany and their convoy attempts. Okay, so let's do some non-combat. So let's land some planes first. Okay, so these 3 planes in Western Russia. So 2 went 2 and 1 went 1. So the 2 that went 2, they're here in Western Russia. They'll go 3, 4, 5, 6 and land in Kiev. Let's double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, see? Lucky I double checked. They had already went 3. Okay, so scratch that. So they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to land in southern Belarusia. Then we've got 1 fighter that went 1 so far. So it's going to go 2, 3, 4, 5 and land in Kiev. We've got an infantry here in southern Ukraine is going to move up 1 to Kiev. Then we've got 3 planes from the Urel Kursk battle. So we've got a tactical and a medium that both came from Smolensk. So they went 1. They're going to go 2, 3 and land in Kiev. The other one was a fighter that came from Berlin, and I think that's gone 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to southern Belarusia. Then we've got 3 air transports that left Smolensk, and they went 1 to Relkursk. So they're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And land in 7 and go to Western Germany. So they should have a movement of 8 because they're a movement of 6 normally. They came from an air base and they have long-range aircraft. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's more than enough. So they let those 3 land in West Germany. Then we've got, let's see, what else do we got here? We've got 2 more air transports that were in Smolensk, and they're going to fly down 1, 2, 3 to Kiev. So that's going to leave, I'm going to take off this marker, that just leaves a single militia there in Smolensk. Then we've got this entire force here in northern Belarusia, which consists of 5 advanced mechs, 4 SS Panzer Grenadiers, and 5 medium armor. They're going to move down 1 to southern Belarusia. Then we've got 4 SS Panzer Grenadiers in Warsaw, and they're going to come over 1, 2 to southern Belarusia. Then we've got 2 heavy air transports here in Warsaw, and they're going to pick up the 2 elite airborne that are in Warsaw and go 1, 2, 3 to West Germany. And I think that's it on the Eastern Front. So on to the Western Front, we are going to take, let's see, how did we want to do this? Okay, we're going to use our rail movements and rail 4 infantry from West Germany to Paris. And they damaged the rail here in between Picardy and Belgium, but the rail line easily runs here from West Germany, Bavaria, over to Paris. So those are our 4 rail movements. Then we're going to take 8 advanced mechs out of West Germany and go 1, 2 to Alsace-Lorraine. We're also going to take 4 SS Panzer Grenadiers from Berlin and go 1, 2 to Alsace-Lorraine. And I think that might be it. I'm trying to think real quick what, I don't think there's really, yeah, that should be it. I think that's what we'll roll with for this turn, I guess. I'm still debating, but I think we're good. Okay, so that's it for non-combat. So on to unit placement. So we've got 2 AA guns we're putting in Paris, and that factory got repaired. The militia and the militia upgrade go in Paris. So again, there's obviously already a militia there, so I'm just going to add 1 more infantry to Paris. Then we've got 2 elite airborne, and those are going to go down in West Germany. And there was a 1 damage on that factory, so I should still be able to produce 7 units for that factory. So that is, those are 2, so that leaves me 5. 1 more non-combat, sorry guys. I want to move this fighter in Bavaria back to Berlin. Okay, so back to unit placement. So then we've got 2 jet fighters that we're placing in Berlin. And then we've got 2 Tiger tanks that we're going to place in West Germany. And that should be it for unit placement. Oh, and my 2 SS Panzer Grenadiers. And they are both going down in West Germany as well. So that's a total of 6 units then that I put down in West Germany. So that's still under the 7 capacity for West German factory right now. So that should be it. So let's go on to collect income. So we went up 5 IPP. So let's move Germany from 60 up to 65. And then Russia went down 5, so from 45 to 40 for Russia. So I think we saved $1 last turn. So we saved $1. We've got 65, so that's up to 66, and then the 6 worth of bonuses for Sweden and Romania. So Germany should again have $72 to spend next turn. So let's just do a unit recap. Again, starting here on the Eastern Front. So we have a light armor in northern Russia. We have a militia in Smolensk. In southern Belarusia, we have 3 fighters, 5 advanced mechs, 5 medium armor, and 8 SS Panzer Grenadiers. We have an elite airborne in Urel Kursk. We have 2 infantry in the eastern Ukraine. And in Kiev, we have a fighter, a tactical bomber, a medium bomber, and infantry, and 2 regular air transports. Okay, there's a militia in Romania. Berlin has, I believe this is 6, but let's double check. 2, 4, 5, 6. We have in Berlin 6 regular fighters, 2 jet fighters, and an AA gun. In West Germany, we've got, we've got a fortification, a seaplane, a coastal artillery gun, 4 elite airborne, 2 heavy air transports, 3 regular air transports, 3 Marines, 7 infantry, 2 Tiger tanks, and 2 SS Panzer Grenadiers. In Alsace-Lorraine, we have a militia, 8 advanced mechs, and 4 SS Panzer Grenadiers. And in Paris, we have a militia, 6 self-propelled artillery, 2 AA guns, and 21 infantry. We started with 16, we railed over 4, and upgraded 1. So again, Paris is 21 infantry, 2 AAs, 1 militia, 6 self-propelled artillery, and a fortification. And then we got some militia sprinkled in Western Europe, which you guys are already aware of that. So that is the way things stand for Germany here at the end of turn 15. We'll see you guys at 16.1.